Most SwiftUI login tutorials stop at the UI. This one doesn't. In this video, we'll build authentication the right way, state-driven, scalable and ready for app signing or even Firebase signing without rewriting your app. Clean architecture, clear boundaries, no hacks. The first one we need to do is to create a new file. Name the file app user. And then type in the following: struct app user codable equatable also need to import foundation. So don't pass Firebase or app auth models around your UI. You'll regret it later when things change. We also need to create another file for author state. Import foundation again. This time we're creating an enum, author state, creatable. So the states will be case check-in session, case logged out, case logged in, app user. A lot of tutorials skip check-in session, then you get that annoying login screen flicker on launch. We also need to create our view model. So just create a new file. Name the file auth view model. Import SwiftUI. Import foundation. Import combined. At main actor, so it runs on the correct thread. Final class. And then we use observable object. Publish var, private, we need a set property, right property, var state, author state is equal to check-in session at published var error message string published, var is busy, bool equals false. And the purpose of that line is to stop users firing multiple async calls. And this is one of those bugs you only notice later. If you don't handle it there, that is. Private let service auth servicing, which doesn't exist as yet. We'll be creating it later. We also need to provide our initializer, init service, auth servicing, self.service, and then we initialize our, it should be service. We initialize our instance using dependency injection. Func start. We use a task. Await. Restore session. So it needs to call that method that doesn't exist as yet. We create that method afterwards. So to stop the errors from appearing, to enable us to compile the application, let's just create the protocol auth servicing. So I'll just create a new Swift file or new empty file. Name the file auth servicing. And then I'll just copy and paste the code from the clipboard. So the view model talks to this, not a concrete auth implementation. This is what makes Apple sign-in and Firebase a drop-in later. So it will make it easier for us to implement new features since we're using protocols. So the next file we need to create is our root view file. So we just select an empty file, clicked on the wrong thing, and then rename the file as root view. Import SwiftUI, type in the following struct and then we will need to use apt environment object, var auth view model. So this file, it is very important since this is the main architecture that performs the navigation within the application. Var body. Yeah, really, we should have used a SwiftUI template. Switch auth state. We don't need that. Save case. Check in session. Then we call the loading view that we'll be implementing later. If the case is logged out, then we call the logged out view. I mean the login view. Case is logged in. And we pass the user that's logged in. And then we call the main view that will display the actual user that's logged in. So the main view doesn't exist as yet, but anyway, it will accept a user object. So we implement these methods later on. I mean those views later on. In the next video, we'll be focusing on the UI elements of the application.